Tribal, primitive, rustic, Burning Man, punk rock. Conceptual subculture for the edgiest, most cutting-edge designs of jewelry today. Go to etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture, or one word, either by going to Google or search Etsy, ETSY.com, and type in one word, conceptual subculture. You will find the hottest designs using natural stones with wire wrap rings, rough, raw, genuine, semi-precious gemstone jewelry, solid sterling silver, copper, leather, organite, bracelets, pendants, chokers, men's copper cups with sterling accents, eco-friendly, repurposed, original, one-of-a-kind design earrings. Support MBN by going to Conceptual Subculture on Etsy. Be sure to use our 40% off coupon, BRUCE40, at checkout to receive this fabulous offer.
Be sure to listen every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on TalkStream Live and Spreaker.com to the Bruce Montalvo Show, broadcasting live Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Mountain Time on TalkStream Live. Warning, warning, everything I say is fucking crazy and should not be reinterpreted or reenacted because you will be either shot or NDAA'd. Warning.
About to incite a riot. Make some noise, break up the silence. Scream and shout, no being quiet. Spread the facts until you buy it. Come to my den, I got toys for torture. We drink the blood fresh just to stay immortals. We bring a thug fest, calling all New Yorkers. And keep a bayonet for the future slaughters. Take your bets, the players make them offers. Heads or tails, your life is on a quarter. All the king's men tally up their horses, forging ahead with a secret missile launching. Off to Georgia and start to cross the borders. In my bedroom, I'm making all the orders. If you come, you won't make it till morning. Get the picture, maybe kinda sort of. Ski mask, check. Extra filter, check. Scissors, check. Duct tape, check. H2O, check. Ammo, check. Ropes, check. Receiver, check. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. You're gonna get it, turn in your weapons. I'm under pressure, don't you forget it. I got the right moves, I know what you do. You know I love you, but I'll still sue you. So take your questions, I'm too...
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the zaniest Patriots on Talk Radio. And we're about to get medieval on tyranny's ass.
Barbaric.
You're listening to Bruce and Jaja, and this is the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Shabbat Shalom. Another week. What is it like? 4, 5, 6 more weeks till Trump gets on?
I don't know, but it is December 9th, 2016, and happy Krampus, folks. Happy Krampus. Yes, Trump's giving passed, and now Trump's about to take charge of the whole freaking ship. He's about to just commandeer the USS Tyranny.
Absolutely. I think that the Europeans must be really scared of us, Bruce, because they're not used to seeing such a strong leader. I mean, Obama has been...
Yeah, Trump's like on steroids, literally.
Yeah.
Well, that's right, folks. You're listening to the zaniest freaking Fruit Loops on Talk Radio. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. I'm Bruce Montalvo. You can follow me at Bruce Montalvo at Twitter, and she's Jaja. You can follow her at Jaja at Twitter.
Yeah, but nobody adds me anymore.
That's because you're not enthusiastic about tweeting, okay?
I tweet.
The President Trump tweets every fucking day. Anyway, folks, let's talk about some things to be grateful for this season. Okay, we have a America that seems to be getting back into into gear. We don't have, the socialists are on their way out, or so we think. But let's be grateful this holiday season. I'll tell you what I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for the Obama saying goodbye. Okay, I can't wait for them to say goodbye. Okay, that People magazine I saw at the grocery store the other day with them on it, I mean, it looked like toilet paper to me. Which reminds me, the Pope, folks, he said that we're all a bunch of turd munchers, that we're all a bunch of scat munchers over in the alternative media, and if you report anything that they don't like, you're a turd burgling scat muncher. You burglar turds and you eat them, according to the Pope.
Well, according to the whole world right now, the whole biggest news story is fake news. So
yeah, the Pope, who probably eats butt dumplings himself.
You think so? Does he fry them?
I don't know. I'm not the chef at the Vatican, folks. But like I said, you're listening to the zaniest Fruit Loops on alternative media. This is the Bruce Montalvo Show. We're broadcasting live, and all the way live it is December 9th, 2017, and we're broadcasting on TalkStream Live. Thank you for tuning in. If you're listening to us on TalkStream Live, big shout out to you as well. We're broadcasting live on Spreaker. And it reminds me, Krampus, it was a couple of days ago. This show, we're going to get into that a little bit, about the origins of Krampus. I don't have a reason to be a Krampus with the fans of the Bruce Montalvo Show and our awesome friends who have been sending us great gifts. I want to give a good shout out to so many of them. They sent me some stuff so that I could grill, some grill supplies. Our friend Linda and your friend Mimi sent you something for your feet so you can have a nice little relaxing little foot bath. Yeah. And so many friends in high places.
You got a new polisher, buffer for your studio, for the jewelry?
Well, I have no reason to be Krampus to myself.
Wow.
I'm treating myself. I'm not going to give myself a lump of coal.
I know you wanted to give your daughter that, but we got her like 35 brand new Scholastic books and a game of Monopoly. So, she might think it's Krampus getting books, though. What do you think? I mean, she's not really a reader. That's why we bought her so many books.
Yeah, I think it's easier to talk about your problems than to talk about the good things. And what you're mentioning is a big problem of mine. Okay? Which is why I'm in the mood for
Krampus.
For Krampus, folks. Because Trump was the Krampus to all the libtards this holiday season. He bitch-slapped them with a sack of coal. He did.
You know what, Bruce? I think that in about 6 months or a year into his presidency, all those people that were really supporting Hillary and loved her, and that's okay.
You mean all those zombies out there marching around like Night of the Living Dumbass?
Yeah. Those, but those people will.
Those people, they're still living in the basements with their mothers.
Not necessarily, Bruce.
Call them people.
I think for the most part, they're going to see a change.
They're going to have to get their ass back to work. Anyway, folks, it's something they don't know anything about. Anyway, it's Krampus, and I'm wearing my gayest Christmas sweater. And that's for in commemoration to all the libtards that are getting a huge lump of coal, like I said. But let's get into it, folks. What is Krampus? You're like, what the hell is it? Is it a movie? I saw it on the movie theaters, right? Well, if you type in Krampus, Krampus is a horned, anthropomorphic folklore figure described as half goat and half demon during the Christmas season. And of course, this originates from Bavaria, of course, the Germans. They got the best beer, they got the best freaking Diablos to scare you with. You know what this guy Krampus reminds me of? Growing up in Mexican folklore, they had El Viejo del Costal. This is my old ass granny would tell me. She's like, oh, you better behave, or El Viejo del Costal is going to take you away. This guy Krampus, he's got a big old freaking sack, which is costal in Spanish. You see, we teach people here on the Bruce Montalvo show. You know, we're educators here. Anyway, Krampus was December 5th, and I think that's what many children in America deserve nowadays. You know, they don't deserve Christmas. They don't deserve, the spirit of Christmas. I'm not getting all sentimental about Mithra here either. I'm talking about the spirit of giving and loving. That doesn't exist. It's just a bunch of retards trampling each other and killing each other for a toaster at Walmart and sleeping outside in tents for crappy TVs and crappy things that they don't need.
Yeah, Black Friday is just obscene, But I think people, like I was just saying, that you're right about the Krampus but I think
we need Krampus.
But I think what I was saying was that these people that were very much behind Hillary, okay, will eventually be eating their own hand. They'll be like, oh my God, he's actually helping people. Oh my God, they're going to see like new buildings going up. Whatever would have happened in a parallel dimension with Hillary would have happened. But the fact is that people...
We would have gone to war with Russia, and we would have nuked each other like in the Terminator movies.
Way. That wouldn't happen either. But that's what I'm saying. Whatever speculation you would have had, it isn't... the fact is that Trump has got his act together. He is a businessman. He's coming into this presidency with the Trump hotels, with a huge mansion. He's got billions of dollars. He doesn't need your money. He doesn't need America's money. He's not trying... I mean, how come Barack Obama's walking away with, houses and stuff,
I don't know. We should send Krampus to his door so that he can eat him like Krampus eats all those babies. Anyway, December 5th, Krampus, it's Krampusnacht, the feast of St. Nicholas, celebrated on December 6th. Guess what? Krampus falls on my birthday.
I know.
It was my birthday the other day. That's why I bought that nice buffer for our jewelry, which is Antique Obsessions on Facebook. Click like, and Conceptual Subculture. Click like. That's how I make my living, folks. I make things. I don't take things. And I make beautiful things that you could buy for your wife, or your mistress, or whoever.
Or even guys, we have men's cups.
Or even that.
Bruce and I made these beautiful Tiffany men's cups, actually, with copper and sterling Tiffany. We pulled apart old Tiffany combs, and I riveted it onto the copper, for example, and then we just forged it into it. And they're men's sizes. They're big. So it's really, you're wearing a piece of antique that would be just disgusting to have. Like, we pull apart things that, like, nobody wants anymore. But, like,
no, we get very esoteric. We get very witchy with our jewelry, which is our calling card, right? That's how we get down, folks. Anyway, Krampus falls right on my birthday. What do you know?
What do you know? But I wanted to mention, before we go off the subject of our store, that we actually we listed our first endeavors, because we've been telling you about our jewelry and how we're bezeling gemstones. So on
alchemy, that's alchemy, folks. We're sorcerers now.
Yeah, melting metals. So we have on both Antique Obsessions and Conceptual Subcultures, you'll see our first steps.
No, we get down like James Brown. I mean, we rock and roll, folks. Our jewelry is top of the line. Forget about Tom Ford. He copies from us. Okay? He copies from us. Or from her. Because she's the designer. I'm just the Mexican Christmas elf.
No, you're not. Amazing. And we also have Kid Jeweler. Kid Jeweler's coming up soon, too.
I like that store.
We've been making a lot of beautiful crosses, actually, for Christmas. We got to get them up, like, tomorrow. But they're amazing. Very cool.
Speaking of the cross, let me get esoteric with it. This is the show that gives people that which they don't understand, the unexplained, the mysterious. If you turn the cross over, you mentioned a cross. If you turn a cross over, you see that at the Vatican, the center of the Vatican, it kind of looks like a keyhole. Now, if you turn the cross over, it's like a key. Again, all the phallic symbolism that goes around. The key goes into the lock. So technically, to uncover the Vatican is to know the dark side. To flip the cross over will grant you access. It'll open the door to the gates of hell that are located at the Vatican.
So what?
Which is why I'm talking about Krampus, folks. Krampusnacht, the wicked, hairy devil.
So as above, so below, huh?
Yes. I mean, things are getting epic here, folks. Okay, Krampusnacht. And that is a revelation that you won't hear anywhere else. It is the occult brotherhood of Saturn. Okay, Krampus is Kronos. Kronos, again in pagan symbology, is symbolic of the planet Saturn. And what is Kronos? What is Krampus? He is a child eater. He literally eats children. So this whole Christmas season, you take your kid, you let him sit on Santa's lap. You don't know if the guy just got back from Comet Pizza, having himself some extra cheese, maybe a marinara sauce, maybe had some hot dogs with that. You don't know who you are letting your child sit on for Christmas.
I don't know who does that anymore. That is so disgusting.
Predators. The moral of the story here, folks, is that Christmas is a pagan, heathen celebration that offers up, like Moloch in the old Canaanite Babylonian times, you are offering up your child to be sacrificed. Okay, that's why things are literally going to hell. You see, it's maybe it started off a little wholesome, back in the day. Oh, I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus and stuff. Now people are killing themselves at Walmart, at Toys R Us for crappy TVs. It's the spirit of Krampus. Krampus is going to go to their house and devour them pretty soon, which is what I think the plans of the New World Order are.
If you're just a consumer and all you do is just buy useless
things, again, that's what Krampus does. He consumes the children.
Yeah, and then they do, and this is the time of year to be a consumer. But I don't think that it's so. There's good in it too, Bruce. You have to look at both sides. I mean,
I'm no commie. I got nothing against making money.
Yeah, I mean, we give gifts. I mean, lots of things, but you have to just realize that. It's not, life is not about how many toys you have at the end of the day. It's about how happy you are and how you treat the people around you. And I think this culture is very obsessed with image and things and superficial things. I mean, coming out of California,
those are the worst, most plastic, most vile people on the planet.
Materialistic.
I don't even want to call them people.
They're
just slime.
Yeah.
I can't wait to have oceanfront property here in Arizona. Literally, I give Bill Hicks a big high five for that comedy album he put out, Arizona Bay. I'm waiting for it, Bill.
Yeah. It's just a very hard place to be, is to just care about how much money you have. If you have money because you made it, great. But it's not about it's not about the Joneses, you know what I'm saying? You can't just look at...
I was just talking about that. Anyway, continue. That's an inside joke.
That's why I said that. Yeah, I mean, it's really about doing the best you can and being happy. And sometimes happiness is right in front of your face and you're just looking too hard. You have too many images in your head. People have such fantastic images, of what they want for a husband or what they want for a wife, these trophy wives, these husbands that are rich, but then they don't even consider that they didn't even ask for somebody to be around for them to pick up the pieces or make you laugh, when you're crying. So there are more things in life than the TV paints. The TV is the biggest hoaxer. I mean...
Well, the TV is an LCD sound system weapon. It's flashing back and forth ELF waves back and forth. Even when the TV is off, it is still contributing to this just atmospheric pollution with all these waves. I mean, they're literally trying to give people cancer with like the Wi-Fi grid.
I don't know. I mean, I'm really not one of those people that actually believe that. I do think that...
I didn't ask you if you believe it. Look, you don't have to believe it for it to be true. I'm exposing the freaking Masonic secret here. I'm telling you the secrets that the keepers of the royal secret don't want you to know. Here, on the Bruce Montalvo Show, Fridays, live from the Wild West.
I mean, you talk about a grid. I mean, yes, there's this Wi-Fi grid, but so there are, I'm not denying that there are classified and even legal documentations of people having ELF sensitivities. They do make noises. They can be like irritants. But I don't know about cancer. If you keep your immune system very high, Bruce, I think that, you can live and not have a problem. But if you're going to keep hitting yourself with crap, and drink chromium-6 and in your water, or...
Well, you can't help that. That's what they're pumping into your water.
Yeah, or some tritium, in New York. Then I don't know how you're going to survive, just a constant weakening with the GMO. Yeah.
Yes, it's just the end game, folks. That's what the end game is. It's to kill you, to devour you like Krampus devours children during this holiday season. But, Americans, they don't care. They don't care. They live in a kleptocracy, folks, where you have the very top at the hierarchical order, very top of that pyramid. You don't even know what they are. You don't even know if they're even human beings. You don't. And the masses are so stupefied, so brainwashed, we don't even know that these trickster gods that have been with us since the beginning of time have literally filled us with their parasites. We are full of parasites. They're geoengineering this world so that they can live in this world, and you'll just be dead. You'll be obsolete.
If you don't know about the parasites, you're going to go to your doctors, and they're going to tell you it's lung cancer, stomach cancer, AIDS, or whatever the hell it is. Let me tell you, I found, look, Mr. Jones, Alex Jones, always talks about potassium iodide, right? But it kind of went right past my face, because I think it's some survivalist thing. But I came across it for some dermatitis, and with this stuff called DMSO, and it's like a miracle cure. This DMSO, actually, it's like a solvent. You got to get the 99%, and then you put potassium iodide. It's like a cure for so many things, even AIDS. I was just reading about all the different cures, because once we bought the bottle, I went to see all the different uses of potassium iodide, and it's not just, there's a reason why all these survivalist people are talking about it all the time. It's because it does kill parasites, it does fix things on your skin. They even have it in douches, I was reading. There's still like a million things, gets rid of bladder infections. Just look it up. It's very incredible, and I'm sure that the medical industry does not want people to know about these things.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, it's very bad because, for the average person, you think that everything is fine and dandy, and everything's, everybody loves them, and you're healthy, and, whatever, go to your doctor. Your doctor doesn't even know. He went to medical school. You think they teach them
Your doctor is not an expert in his field. I just want to remind you that if you're just one of those idiots that buys into everything their doctor tells them, he's not even an expert in his field.
They're not necessarily experts. I mean, they might be experts in in administering drugs and identifying what they think you have and assigning a drug for you. And that they doctor you. They check you out. They observe you. I mean, you might as well just do it yourself, and test a million herbs and food and what your intake is, just as much as the doctor does. It always gets me when I hear people, and it's not one, it's not two, it's like 50 people I've already attempted to help, and the first thing they say is that, oh, I have to ask my doctor first, or, oh, I'm going to wait until my next screening. You know, it's like so fucked up. But I would, if I was sick, or when we're sick, you got to grasp that thing any way you can, hardcore. You can't just wait around for some fucking doctor.
And that's another thing. You can't just buy into all the cancer treatments that are worse than the disease. Okay, basically you just got to nuke your system with vitamin C.
That too.
As much vitamin freaking C as you can. Wash yourself with the colloidal soap, and guess what? You'll be fine. Don't listen to what some other quack will tell you. Look, we've gone round and round with this subject, haven't we not?
Yeah, we do. Because we really try to study this because we
in-depth investigations.
Yeah, investigative research, because there's so much camouflaging. Even when you go look up things on the internet, you know, you might get two pages, first 10 pages are shill stuff, and then you have to dig.
Oh, because we're vulnerable, folks. We're vulnerable.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not freaking merged with the machines yet. Okay, these parasites, this biowarfare, the Nazis were experts in biowarfare.
Yeah.
The Japanese, experts in biowarfare. That's why Fukushima keeps taking a crap on itself every other week.
Yeah.
Okay? Now that could be something more sinister, which is why I'm going to start talking about it now.
Okay, go ahead.
There's something very sinister going on. I just mentioned Japan. We're talking about Trump. Trump's coming to succession. Trump's going to become President Trump. And we're going to give you the full 360 degrees, the inside baseball about what the hell's going on. Okay, Fukushima, they want to say that's Fukushima Part 2. Another disaster. Godzilla hit it again. Oh, you saw Godzilla in the movies, right? That wasn't Fukushima, that was Godzilla. No, it's a damn lie. It's a damn lie because the Chinese are at war with us. Now, the Chinese are not known for going to war. Historically, they never make moves towards war. Usually it's economic warfare that they flourish at. And they've been good at buying and crashing markets, buying up places, turning everything communist, even New Zealand. The Chinese, they're expanding their empire. You see them expanding into the Philippines like Nazis. The Chinese are getting out of hand. And they don't like that Trump got in. They don't like that Trump got in, and they work with North Korea. And we mentioned on this show, we're pretty sure that they're using as weapons of silent war. They've created a proxy in North Korea, and they're using North Korea, who has ICBMs, to possibly shoot these off into the plate tectonics, causing these earthquakes, causing what's going on. It's so many other theories that we could get into as to why these earthquakes are happening. But in this area, that's what I'm leaning towards, that North Korea is probably being used as a proxy and is being used as like a Legion of Doom with China attacking Japan.
Yeah, let me explain that a little bit more in depth, because you didn't give a motive. And the motive is
because I'm waiting for you to give the motive.
It's trade wars for the most part. Hillary Clinton's brother got some gold mine in Haiti, and we're digging up gold everywhere. We have connections everywhere. HARP is able to locate and identify where gold and oil are, and the United States government is taking full use.
That's why the Clintons and Bushes were knee deep into Haiti, because it's rich in gold.
Okay, with that in mind, the Chinese are freaking out. You know why? The Chinese have been buying gold at top dollar for the past 10 years. Top dollar is like $1,600 an ounce, something like that, if not higher at times, and fluctuates, but given the most part, they've been, the little bit of gold things that we've had in our store I've had a few, especially gold and jade. The prices just went like crazy. They really they purchased it. Now, when Trump, this is what I believe is happening. That is that because we found gold, and also we're in Afghanistan. Don't forget, and they have mines, lapis. Where there's lapis, there's gold. Where there are emeralds, there are all kinds of gemstones there. With the gold, it's going to drop. So I believe that this is a very well kept secret, and I believe that some top people know this, and they've been investing. And
the ones at the top of the pyramid know this.
They know this. Okay, they know they found it, and they're going to collapse the gold market. You know why? There's no gold in America left.
How's the Vatican gonna deal with that? I mean, most of the gold, that they have, the gold stocks, I mean, the Vatican owns most of the gold. It doesn't
matter. They own it, so much of it, it just doesn't matter to them. It
right.
doesn't matter.
They're getting ready to devalue it.
Yeah, but
they're getting ready to devalue it.
Yeah, but if they own property, they own...
Oh, yeah, they own all of Israel.
They own everything that they need.
That's why they're making all the rules for the Arabs. The Vatican's telling the Arabs, oh, yeah, Judaism has nothing to do here. You know why? Because if you do your homework, it was the goddamn Vatican that helped the Nazis get out of Nazi Germany and escape freaking justice. And now I see the very same thing happening here. I don't mean to get off point here. But I see the same thing happening with the German financiers coming back into power, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, this power move they're making to devalue gold, I mean, this is the motive. This is the MO that has China, up in high heels.
I'm sure of it.
China's wearing high heels going like Henry Winkler in the water there. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. It sounded like Mr. Bill.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that means they can't rob us, rape us, and then...
Good! I'm sick of China. I'm sick of China raping Americans. The other day, I went into the damn store. Like I always start off all my rants. I'm in the store. And I'm looking at a Star Wars Stormtrooper cup. $10. It's made in freaking China.
Yeah, but you can buy it on eBay for probably 75 cents.
Even the tools that say, the towns of American towns, like Pittsburgh. Oh, okay, Pittsburgh. All right, where's it made? It's made in China. It's made in China. It says Pittsburgh, but it's made in China. Yeah.
One of these jewelry tools that we have. But it says here in the
I can't believe it. China, that's how China, and then how are you supposed to compete with them? They run the freaking slave trade. Okay, how are we supposed to compete with them when just all the stupid Americans right now in celebration of Krampus are trampling themselves over to buy all their cheap shit?
I know, it's a joke.
How are we supposed to compete with China? I mean, Trump's got to go in there, put on the gloves like he's Gennady Golovkin, and go in there and kick their ass.
Which is, on paper, as I'm trying to say, it's not. They don't talk about the gold. It's right now they're coverting it. They're cloaking it with the steel trade. They said China's upset about the steel trade.
No, we should be upset about the steel trade, folks, because China is buying up American steel and selling it back to America at record-setting prices. I mean, that's the base for the base for infrastructure, folks. I mean, if you can't buy the steel, then you ain't going to build the buildings. You're not going to advance. And China's doing that on purpose. That's why I said China, very good at the economic warfare. Usually, they do not strike. And let me tell you something about China. They started out, as a republic. If you remember, if you go back to 1928, as far back as 1928, they weren't always commies. You remember Chiang Kai-shek. You go back, you look at, you look at his rule. It was a republic. China was pretty capitalist-minded back then until they got taken over. Who put Mao into power in China? It was the CIA. Who took out Mossadegh? It was the CIA. I mean, usually we set up all these democratic, communist freaking countries. And that's another thing. Democrat this, Democrat, right? You know what? Democrat is the new communist.
Yeah, it could be. And
it is.
Yeah.
That's why most of the Democrats that that are on that freaking stinking demagogue party have a card that says that they're a part of the freaking Communist Party as well. You go Google that up.
Right. You should look into this article, though.
It's very serious, though. We are at war with China.
Yeah.
Don't kid yourselves. We are at war with China.
Look into this article on Reuters. Came out today. Trump packs trade team with veterans of steel wars with China. It's about 3 lawyers and 16 cases already filed against unfair trade laws. So you can read all the details about that. But it is, it's part of it. I believe that's what's on the surface. But I think below the surface is the gold market. Because I know as a jeweler, because I do a lot of the buying, the silver findings, I mostly buy them. I buy a lot of them from China. They're solid sterling silver. I test everything I only get from the most reputable sellers. And there are a lot of irreputable ones. But, in terms of our silver stuff, I find that they are one of the bigger sellers. I mean, they're out of China. So why are they selling us silver? I mean, where are they getting this silver from? Mexico? I mean, they're basically, so we're shifting metals back and forth with each other. But I think that the mines are very telling, and I have a feeling, if you want to know what I think the gold is going to go down to about $840, $50.
Oh, that's got China shaking in their boots.
Yeah, I think it's going to go down half eventually. Give it about a year and a half. It's maybe if it takes that long, but I think I don't know. It's not a good time to buy. It's a good time to sell. If you have gold jewelry, it's a good time to sell it. That's what I think. Get what you can.
Well, because this control of trade and all the commodities, I mean, China has set up a nice little monopoly for themselves with the United States. I mean, they know how to rape us, pretty much. They got the Statue of Liberties on all 4 with their little freaking squinted little eyes, and they're raping it.
Don't make fun of these people like that.
You know what I don't understand? How could they drive such? How they can't drive? I just gave the joke away. How could they create? How could they create such awesome cars to drive, like the Acura, or even some Hondas, but then they can't drive them? Look, I've been in LA. Okay, I drove all over the 101. The worst freaking drivers are freaking Asians. You mean to tell me that these bastards want to go to war? They won't even know what to fly. They'll fly right into each other. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to go to war. They're shaking in their boots right now. The only way these Chinamen, the only way you like to go to war is with money. You like to buy me out. Yeah. You want another cup of lemon red?
Yeah, they have a lot of money. And they also...
And the Chinese monopoly.
You know how else they go to war? With their food. With their MSG and their high salt.
Oh, yeah. And the freaking soy sauce.
The soy sauce.
It's like the soy sauce might as well be some type of symbiote from like the Spider-Man comic books, like Carnage, that's from like another planet that's here to kill you, to live off you, like some type of parasitic host. It's
horrible. Just look up the dangers of soy sauce. And then it's. I don't know. Some of the soy they were using like human genes. They were breeding to make it extra big, like rocket fuel it. And
speaking of things that come from another planet, you've heard of the Popol Vuh. That's an ancient book. Explains the Mayans. There's a passage in there that states, "Let us try again. Let us make him who shall nourish and sustain us." That is exactly what these trickster entities, these trickster gods from other freaking, like, other dimensions that have a stranglehold on the ancient earth have done. They've created a hierarchy, and they've created us to serve them, to nourish them, to sustain them. That's in the quote. That's a quote right there, right out of Popol Vuh. Create them to sustain us. Wow. Okay, it gets creepy, folks. I mean, I'm telling you about freaking parasites from outer space. That if you go back to the Mayan times, you'll find it in that book. You'll find that passage, and you see that really America is feeding kids head first to Kronos. I'm not lying. I mean, what's that whole Pizzagate thing about? Why don't we break that down? Okay, a lot of people say, oh, Pizzagate. Oh, that's fake news. You probably like to munch on scat, like the Pope said. Oh, no, I don't munch on scat, but I'll create art with the Pope's face after I go to the bathroom. Okay? Let's explain what's going on. What are some of the code words with this Pizzagate? First of all, what the hell is Pizzagate? Well, Pizzagate came up during the emails that were hacked. Podesta's emails were hacked by WikiLeaks, who should be thanked by the Trump administration. I mean, literally, because they got him in. The emails uncovered a vast worldwide child pedophilia ring. Top power elite politicians, all using codes, all using certain places with insignias that under the FBI dossier represent pedophilia and child abuse. Now, this is how they broke it down, folks. Pizza. A pizza is a girl. And hot dogs are boys. Now, I saw a tweet that exposed that WikiLeaks found an email stating that Obama spent $46K at a Chicago libtard event. $46K on hot dogs and pizza. Now, what are pizza? What is the code word? I mean, the feds know this. They're leaking it out there. It's not Russian news. Okay, if you slip on a fucking banana peel, it's not the Russians. Okay? What does it mean? Well, I'll tell you. Because unfortunately, we have to do the digging, folks. We're the vigilantes. Okay? The talk show hosts, if they're not bought off by Operation Mockingbird, then they're like Batman.
So I looked up the place that you said,
okay.
That you saw, local place called Rocco's in Tucson. Because Bruce has this concept that there's a pizza gate in every town. And then we saw this girl wearing this weird pizza shirt. And then I just looked it up, and it says Rocco's Little Chicago Pizzeria. The best pizza in your neighborhood.
You know, I thought that place looked weird. Because it's not just because the pizza's a triangle and the pepperoni is like a little circle and it looks like the Eye of Horus. It looked very Masonic. That pizza looked like the Eye of Horus in the sky, and the pizza pie was like the light that it was shining. I mean, if you know what I mean.
And they give you rules here. They give you rules. As soon as you go to the page, Rocco's Little Chicago.
That place looks like a very sketchy place.
It says, and they call it the 5 tenets of Wing Night. 1. Please give the counterpersons your name in caps and number of patrons in your party. We will call you when a table is ready for a party for your number. Wings are 50 cents for dine-in only. They're giving in caps, and any wings.
What are some of the symbols? I'm going to have to go through that. You brought that up on air. I saw the shirt of this pizza place, and it's very Masonic looking. I mean, it adheres to all the symbolism that they're into, folks.
And you see how it's in caps? It says together, dine-in only, name and number. See what I'm saying? And why are they giving you rules to walk into a fucking pizza place? It looks mad Cody. Like, you're right. Maybe you're right. You know what I'm saying? But don't go too deep, Bruce, because, I don't need to be killed in Tucson.
Oh, let me tell you something. Like, just relax here, okay? It's a show. It's entertainment, but we're not fake news. And like I said, we're fucking vigilantes, okay? Well, that's why they're pissed, because CNN can't compete with you. CNN is dinosauric in their approach to the media. Now, let's get back to this. Pizza is supposed to be a girl. Now, hot dogs are supposed to be a boy. Marinara sauce is supposed to be like an all-out orgy. And ice cream is supposed to be trannies.
Oh.
So that's Kanye West's favorite. That's why they locked him up and threw away the key. Because he couldn't stop having the Amanda Lepore Sunday special. Yeah, man, that's my favorite with extra bananas on top and that split. Yeah, man.
I mean, oh my God! They call this one the Nug Muncher.
The Nug Muncher. I told you I'll go through the menu of that place that we're suspecting. I mean, I think there's a Pizzagate in every town.
Huge fresh
there could
sticks,
be. You got
it with cheese and spices inside.
You gotta look at the logos, folks. I mean, if it looks overtly Masonic or if it looks like anything that's on the FBI dossier, then you better raise an eyebrow like you're fucking Dwayne Johnson, okay, The Rock.
There's a man with a little kid on their website.
Okay, well, El Gran Montalvo will have to investigate this. It seems that we're uncovering our very own Pizzagate in the area that I'm even located in, folks. I mean, this is huge. I don't even have a gun yet on me. Thank you, Jaja, for bringing this up on air. Now, what the hell was I going to say? I was going to say about the Russians. Okay, everybody wants to say that the Russians did not hack Podesta, but in reality, Podesta's a pedophile. Him and his brother have sketches. They're sketched. A freaking criminal sketch artist, a crime sketch artist, working for the cops, supposedly drew these two guys. Drew Podesta and his brother, and they're connected to a missing girl case. They're suspects. Hillary's freaking campaign manager is a suspect in a child case. Okay, I mean, this is just nutty. I mean, Podesta might as well be fucking Richard Ramirez, folks. I mean, they're just a bunch of weasels. All of these people are a bunch of weasels, and I'm not talking about Pauly Shore, buddy. This is serious. I mean, I'm going to have to go locally here and investigate this fucking Rocco's place. Okay? Because I'm looking at every pizza parlor with my eye freaking to the sky like I'm Dwayne Johnson now. I mean, you don't know what they're... I mean, if they got Masonic freaking symbolism and they got little clips or pictures of hugging boys and shit, then you got to do something, folks.
And they have buttery crust, they said.
I mean, you don't got to go out there and get arrested because that's just what Hillary wants you to do. Okay, there's so many ways to expose the New World Order. You can do it on your phone. You can do it on YouTube. You have to go out there and get yourself arrested. What? I mean, WikiLeaks is fucking working for the CIA anyway. I mean, unless you're some type of intel, I mean, is it really worth getting locked up? I mean, what you can do, folks, is what I'm doing. Spread the word. Tell them the truth. I'm not munching scat like the Pope. The Pope would like to... make me freaking munch on scat. He would like to shove a whole bunch of scat in my mouth to shut me up, wouldn't he?
I don't know. I think he's a funny pope. I mean, I think that he's not even a real Christian. I mean, he doesn't even seem to me to be like a real religious. What? He doesn't seem to me to be a holy man. He seems to be a funny man. He doesn't even seem like a pope.
No, why doesn't the dope...
It's a joke.
Why doesn't the joke of a dope go tell Stephen Colbert that he's fucking fake news and tell him to stop trying to pretend like he's conservative and munch on scat? Because him and the Daily News, with that new Uncle Tom they got on there, need to go. They're not funny, folks. And you, Jon Stewart, you were never funny. Okay? You weren't even funny in Big Daddy. I'll tell you when you were funny. When I saw John Cena give you a fucking attitude adjustment. All right, in the ring. That was funny. It probably knocked out your freaking hip, you old fart. You know, that's the thing, folks. That's the thing. You know, they got the Pope talking about, oh, you're fake news. Oh, he's saying that me over at Exposed News is fake news. You know, you people should really thank me because it's guys like me that are going to make sure that people like George Lopez never have a show on TV ever again.
You know, I did a meme with George Lopez.
Okay, it's guys like me that are going to make sure that his show stay canceled.
I did a meme with George Lopez the other day, and literally, he looks exactly like Curious George. Especially when he was holding that sombrero. Oh my God, he had the same stupid smile, the same round eyes, you know? Just looked like Curious George. I think you should call him Curious George. know?
Oh, he's very curious. I heard him on Big Boy, Big Boy in the Morning, talking about he's ready to sleep with some vato, eh?
What's that mean?
That means he's ready to go freaking drop the soap in Delano. That's what he's ready to do.
With the guy.
Yes. Anyway, folks, this is frightening. I think I uncovered a Pizzagate in my own damn town.
Well, you could be making fake news right now.
I could. According to the Pope, I should go and just shove my head in the toilet like a good communist and just munch on scat. Because anything that exposes the Black Friars Club or the Propaganda du Club, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm going there. You know why? Because I don't like all you fucking Masons trying to enslave me, the non-Mason, and you think you're so fucking smart. Well, you know what? I am the most omnipotent, freaking glorious, irrelevant, not irrelevant, irreverent. Anything you say is irrelevant. Because I'm standing up for the little man. I'm standing up for the non-Mason. Because the Masons want you fucking enslaved. They want to shove shit in your mouth. Okay, if you're a reporter, no, you're not a reporter. You're a scat muncher. You're a fucking turd burglar. Meanwhile, it's the Pope that's sitting on a freaking throne of baby fucking skulls and bones. That's sitting up there picking his teeth. You know, he just had a baby, a baby burrito in gold freaking foil delivered to him. He's picking his tooth with a toothpick, saying that you're propaganda when he's part of the Propaganda du Club. They're the ones that are irrelevant. I'm the one that's irreverent.
Yeah,
Get it?
Reverend? Speaking of babies and sacrificing them, I just designed some bondage baby earrings, and they will be at Conceptual Subculture.
Click like on Facebook.
Yeah, but you can go to etsy.com/shop/conceptual subculture. Just go to etsy.com, type in conceptual subculture. You can see some of our stuff there, and it also links to our antique obsessions.
Yeah, that I get so excited. I like mince words. Last week I meant to say the incivility of the Trump protesters. Okay,
what did you say?
I don't know. I'm not gonna repeat what I said that was wrong. Yeah, that's pretty much what the New World Order wants for us, folks. They want you to stop reproducing. They want you to go full-blown gay. And they don't want you to have kids. As a matter of fact, they just want to cut your nuts off, give you an FMG, and just make you a gray, make you androgynous.
Well, keep eating soy, and you will be. Okay, you should just see how bad soybean is for you. And most people think that soybean is so good for you, and they put it in everything. They put it in your chips, they put it in your salad dressing, even the diet salad dressings. It causes breast cancer, brain damage, infant abnormalities, thyroid disorders, kidney stones, immune system impairment, severe, potentially fatal food allergies, impaired fertility. Just made me think, about the soy causing fertility issues. And it's also bad for pregnancy and nursing. It is so bad. That is the key. All these fucking vegetarians think that all these soy products are just the most wonderful thing in the world, and the Chinese, everything that they're cooking you is in their shit.
You got molars, right? Don't you got two molars? Yeah, aren't they sharp? They kind of look like vampire teeth. You know what they were made for? They were made so that you could eat meat, and you need the nutrients from the meat. Otherwise, you're gonna just wither away and die.
Unless you're super, super, super smart, like Jeff Rentz or something.
Oh, yeah, the most anti-Semitic asshole on radio, super smart.
He exposes things. Yes, he's anti-Semitic, verbally so, but he still knows a lot about health, and he helps people. So he does expose things like Fukushima and Indian Point. He's exposed, he helps people.
Okay, what are you doing, an infomercial for this asshole on my show?
What I'm trying to say is that you have to be a certain type of person, like Mike Adams. I
don't care about David Koresh.
I said Mike Adams. I'm saying some kind of a nutrition person that really understands what you need. But otherwise, it's almost impossible to just eat tofu or cheese or How do you be a macrobiotic?
Let me tell you something. I was looking at the Illuminati card game. I was going through it, and one of the cards they got in there, all these guys you're throwing out there, they might as well be the fake intellectuals, or I'll throw that card out there, or I'll throw another card out there, the health food stores, even the goddamn post office spies on you. So they're all part of the conspiracy. They're all working for the Pope and his reptilians. And guess what? They got freaking mind control laser freaking satellites that can make you fuzzy in a second if you piss them off. Okay? What? You think I'm lying? Go back to World War II. What were those Foo Fighters? Huh? What was that aircraft in World War II? That German aircraft. There's more clues, folks. More clues that this is a Visigothic, Anglo-Saxon, freaking world empire that is obsessed with feeding your children to Kronos head first. I mean, why do you think they didn't do anything? Why do you think the Vatican's telling you to shut up, even though they're the propaganda lodge, with all their fake news and CNN just being the fakest and phoniest of them all? They're telling you to shut up now. Meanwhile, the Vatican reinstated Sandusky's priest or whatever. They didn't do anything to that guy, or they didn't do anything. Ratzinger protected all these other guys. A Maciel guy, the whole VatiLeaks thing. What happened with that? Okay, people are suffering at the hands of these fucking bastards at the Vatican. You don't have to worry about an alien ET coming down and probing you in the butthole. The Vatican and their priests are doing that for them.
But Bruce, you don't know how hard it's going to be a pope.
Let me tell you something, okay? I would be a way better pope. Day one, I would take off the burqa from Mother Mary. Day two, I would get rid of the cross. You know why? Because too many fruitcakes worship the cross. They love Jesus' abs. But here's the main reason. Because it kind of looks like a swastika. And we need happy faces now instead of swastikas. And then, step three, I would just abolish the entire Catholic Church for being a bunch of baby-raping slime. Okay, you want real change, you get a bulldozer, you get a crew of freaking bulldozers, you get a permit from the city, and you take down every damn Catholic church in America. Then you get change. Otherwise, you're still feeding your kids to Krampus head first, Kronos, aka Saturn, during this pagan freaking celebration. Yes, I am the Grinch.
If I was Pope, I would tell everybody that there should be no Pope that doesn't get married. I know no priest that don't get married. I would say that that's against Christianity because it's not a good image, because it doesn't show that normal relationships. And I think that a priest should be married. That's why the Episcopalians are kind of interesting that way.
Oh, you mean Adam Weishaupt, aka George Washington's church? Right.
Yes, right.
Let me get more into the exposing of this Krampus horned devil for Christmas symbology. Because it does fall on my birthday, folks. That's why I'm a devil myself. A good one. I'm the one that gives you the courage. I'm the little devil on your shoulder that gives you the courage to squeeze that chick's boob. That's the kind of devil I am. But let's go into the prophecy. Let's go into the real revelations. You go back to Galileo. Now, Galileo uncovered that the Earth and all the other planets revolve around the sun. If you look at all the symbology of the Vatican, it's all sun worship. So it's all bullshit that they wanted to kill Galileo. They embraced everything he said. Everything is sun worship. Kronos, Saturn was regarded as the Dark Lord, the old sun, the black sun. That's why you have many songs like that Stone Temple Pilots, Black Hole Sun, and many of these other just references to this ancient sun, which is Saturn. And think about it. God must have loved Saturn so much because he put a ring around her. He put a ring on it. He said, "You're mine," kind of like you. I put a ring around you, right? Because I liked you that much.
I just can't figure out how Saturn could have been worshipped, because of the telescopes and the technology back as far as it is attributed. It just seems to me so. We saw Saturn from a telescope, a NASA telescope.
That's what we saw.
It
But
was so
the beings that have governed every movement humanity has made, the ones that practically created us, they know what Saturn looks like. They are making us reinterpret that symbol over and over and over again. That is what, to the best of my knowledge, I mean, how did they make Machu Picchu? I mean, the people, I'm not trying to knock human ingenuity, but how did they make those marvels at Machu Picchu? Okay, they needed diamond-edged tools and all sorts of lasers that even Israel probably can't develop to this day. How did they do it? You get a crew of day laborers. Just don't get the Mexicans at Home Depot. Don't hire them. They'll do a horrible job. They'll fuck up your tile in the bathroom. If you get a group of day laborers, they won't be able to replicate what the ancient civilizations supposedly did. I mean, you go back in time, you go to China, you go to Mexico, you go to Egypt, you see the same MO proliferating over and over again. The fact that we have these reptiles and reptilian images and effigies basically governing over man, and man is worshiping them as God, which is what I refer to as the trickster gods. Literally, I mean, Krampus could be one of them. You don't know. I mean, Krampus, who could he be? Marduk? Who could it be? I mean, you could just keep going. Or all the along the lines of who the occult really is worshiping. I mean, the Baphomet, I mean, they have many faces. I mean, it's exactly what they represent. What is it?
Theistic.
Polytheistic. All right, a toothpick in my mouth. That's what it is. There are many, many gods. Polytheistic, as opposed to monotheistic.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I think there's one God and there are many demons. So I don't know what these other people do. I don't know what their belief system is.
And the demons could damn well be parasites crawling inside you.
Yeah, I think people, and it's funny, I came up with this observation and speculation that witches, even they're depicted as very ugly. And it's funny because, with warts on their faces and big noses and just bitter-looking people, and it would make sense because, you see them over the cauldron, mixing their herbs or whatever it is, but they're doing it like, I'm thinking about the witches that can use it to control people, but they would be filled with parasites, like controlling other people with parasites. Like they already said that parasites are psychic; they communicate with each other. Like, you can have one body and then another body. They can tell you that they're hungry. Parasites will tell you that your body's hungry because they're hungry. They'll communicate with somebody's parasites that, you caught. That's why witches, they ask to retain an item that you own, like a hairbrush or a hair, or they use a tooth or whatever the hell.
They possess things.
They try that.
They make they turn your possessions haunted. They make haunted possessions. They can even control you through the possessions because, I mean, your parasites are on there. Your whatever you left on that item is on there. You are on there.
Right.
Wow, so what? The Pope is trying to tell all alternative media journalists, activate the parasites in us to go eat shit? Is that what he's doing? What is he getting ready to star in the new Pink Flamingos movie? Remember when you showed me that freaking thing? That reminds me, my father was on a soccer team named the Pink Flamingos. Now, does that mean that he likes to dress like a woman and eat shit like the Pope?
Yeah. No.
I mean, I do come from some pretty throwback people. I mean, my mother used to, growing up, her people, they used to freaking, they used to heat tortillas with cow shit. What are you trying to get ahead of the comedian? What do you got to say?
I'm saying that they were making fun of your father because they were they all like Hispanic? They were like.
I'll tell you something, Pope. You should tell my freaking father, who literally is Krampus, to go eat shit for Christmas.
Your father is Krampus.
Okay, because these are people that are child abductors. Okay, because that's what they did. They took my child, they twisted it. Don't worry, I already sent her some lumps of coal, many of them, for Christmas.
The rotten princess.
Yeah, the rotten princess that she is. Literally, my family became Krampus. They didn't even embrace my artist wife, Jaja.
No.
Didn't embrace her. I mean, the Whitney Museum embraced her, but my family can't embrace her. I don't call them a family, folks. I literally am an orphan. I've been taking care of myself for a very long time. I mean, since I was like 15, I've been doing my thing like I'm doing my thing. But, I mean, we all come from people that we despise. I mean,
we don't all. We don't. You said we all. I don't. You love my family.
Well, here's the thing. If we came from Enki and El, these reptilian gods, and they despise us, more than likely, God hates you. So, yes, I am right in what I'm saying, because in a way we all were created by people who despise us. Now in my case it's more literal, okay, because my father literally is like Krampus. I mean, they stole my kid, they turned my kid against me. They're all part of this Guadalupana Mexican Jesuit witchcraft, so they're having their Mexican Christmas, feeding their Mexican parasites with tamales. And they refuse to assimilate. I mean, growing up, I was reading books on JFK, MLK, anything I get my hands when I was 8 years old. I can't even get my kid to read fucking Brown Bear, what do you see? Because, she'll think it's racist because it says Brown Bear, because her auntie goes to a school that thinks the American flag is racist, so they take it down and piss on it. I don't have a family anymore because I don't want to represent you, El Chicano that hates El Americano. I want to punch you in the eye like in the good old days. Right? I mean, they're the problem. These socialists are the problem. These people that wanted to mount Bernie Sanders' head on Mount fucking Rushmore are the problem. Mm-hmm. Okay, as soon as it gets cold in New York, they stop protesting because they're little bitches. Okay, I seriously hope that Trump does a good job. He goes in there, and okay, so he's got to pat a couple of globalist dogs on the head. Okay, he said he was going to get rid of Common Core. He brings in a head of Common Core. I mean, you don't know how much he's doing to save his ass so they don't end up popping him. He could still be a rogue. I mean, most of what he says is definitely true. I mean, can you trust the mainstream media? I mean, that yellow journalism, Operation Mockingbird media, can you really trust them? I mean, they're awful. They make Obama look like a goddamn genius. Trump's doing all these deals, and meantime, they're just showing shots of Obama playing golf. He's packed it in already, that guy. That homosexual Muslim and his tranny wife named Michael Robinson or whatever the fuck. And that's another thing. Michael Robinson, that sounds like a power forward for the fucking San Antonio Spurs. It sounds like Obama's married to a power forward for the San Antonio Spurs, Michael Robinson. Okay? That's right.
Yeah, he's lame. I mean, I got nothing against Barack, but I just think that he didn't really put... I think he did what he did. He's not Trump. He doesn't have a business sense. How is he going to be the head of our company?
He didn't do anything. All he did was put up his stinky feet up on the White House freaking desk and did nothing.
You know what Barack said? Oh, not everybody can have a big house. Because...
You shouldn't have two cars. You shouldn't have air conditioning because... I want you to pay for everything. I want you to pay for all my Hawaiian expensive vacations. And I want to put my stinky feet up on the White House freaking desk and do nothing and just play golf all day.
Yeah, he wanted to live like a rich man. In a way, he looked like a little kid in a rich house that didn't belong to him, and he was playing as hard as he can. What I think with Trump, you'll see is a man who the White House is just shitty. It's too shitty.
It smells
for
like
him.
grits.
He already is a businessman. He's not looking to play in that office.
There's KFC stains all over the carpet.
He knows that it's a very short 4 years, 8 years, whatever the hell he gets in for. But it's short, it moves quickly. He's already spent his whole life living like a king. He doesn't need to prove it to anyone.
There's toenail clippings of Obama's mother-in-law all over the White House. You don't want to be in that.
I'm sure
the security sucks.
The attitude is going to be different, and I don't...
They let Speedy Gonzalez run in the White House.
I think Americans still are in shock, and they're so feeble.
Oh, you know what? You know what happened? You know what happened? Trump stone cold stunnered the American people.
But they're feeble mind, they can't get over it, and they think just because he said a few things that are crass, like any businessman is going to say.
Well, he's got a lot of hubris. He's got a lot of chutzpah. What's wrong with that?
Yeah, right. And he's a big yenta, he just says, but doesn't mean that he's not a good person.
Look, Trump is playing people like a fucking violin, okay? Trump knows what the people want. He's an expert in NLP. He knows how to manipulate people, folks. He's in the casino business. Okay, you're sitting at the casino. They bring you a beer. Just as soon as you take the last sip of that Amstel Light or whatever they're giving you, you know, if it's a cool, you know, joint, if it's a snazzy joint, there'll be somebody there ready to give you another beer, offer you another beer. Oh, do you want another beer? Oh, what kind of beer do you want? A Heineken? What do you want? So Trump is using these casino-like, how to, you know, galvanize people's emotions to get money out of them. That's what he does best. He's in the casino business. And just like Reagan, I mean, there's going to be a boom, but then there's going to be a bust. I mean, he's going to inherit every mistake that the socialist, Marxist bloc, the Obama administration, set there beforehand. And before that, it was the pathetic Republican Party, the pathetic George Bush Party. I mean, they're pathetic on civil liberties. So what you have is he's not gonna drain the swamp. What you have is a bipartisan, big government establishment, and Trump's a part of that. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, what's he doing hanging around with Giuliani, that tranny Giuliani? They're not considering him for the Trump administration anymore as Secretary of State. But last time I checked, didn't Giuliani say on CNN, which is fake news, it was probably fake news, that's what it was. Giuliani said that building is getting ready to be brought down before they brought down WTC7. So in my book, Giuliani is a goddamn 9/11 war criminal.
Julius Streicher?
Whoever this fucking guy is.
Okay.
Propaganda.
What do you expect? That's, you know, Operation Paperclip, Bruce. You know, there's a lot of connections.
No, but don't listen to Bruce and Jaja. Don't listen to Bruce and Jaja. We're just shock jock extraordinaires. That's all we are. Don't listen to us. We don't know what the fuck we're talking about, right? We're irrelevant, even though what I mean to say is that we're irreverent, and damn, are we cool. We're as cool as it gets, folks. We're so cool that in Spanish they don't even call us cool. They just call us culos. Well, really, that's a good thing. Oh, you know, I'm the rudest asshole in alternative media. I'll take that any day of the week. Anyway, I'm also one of the most talented. Why don't you plug the store? Plug the store. It's Christmas time. Yeah. I can't stop hearing jingle bells. We got Christmas specials. I've been like an elf all week, making things, not taking things, making some of the most beautiful things you could buy your wife. Hell, if you got a mistress, buy her something too. If you're a freak or some type of boho freaking witch, you know, you like to get choked a little bit, we got chokers, we got all that fun stuff.
There's a coupon code for 10% off that's still active. It's 10 ants. So there's a 40% off sale we have right now on Etsy.com/shop Antique Obsessions. And with an extra 10%, you get 50% off. So you have to use 10 ANT, and you will see our gorgeous jewelry. You know, the things are selling out. Beautiful cuffs and repurposed Tiffany Gorham, antique Gorhams that are like rare, that I just pull apart. I say, fuck that. Who wants an old mirror anyway? You know, it's all cracked and nasty, and who needs another thing to just collect dust? This is really my designs, and Bruce has a lot of input. We structurally look at every piece, and you never know what happens. You know, we see what we can create, and now that we're setting gemstones, we have a whole other world available to the world.
That's right. It is a world hidden within another world, like when you unravel this mystery that's wrapped in a damn riddle, when you expose the New World Order and you take that quantum leap in consciousness. Now it's time to take a quantum leap in my top 10 list. And what does it consist of this week? This week, yes, the top 10 list that I bitch slapped David Letterman for. That's right, bitch slapped him. He don't need it no more. You don't need it no more. He's nobody. Let's see. A breaking earthquake. It was breaking news back on Krampus Day, folks. On my birthday, December 6th. Huge earthquake, magnitude 6.8, struck off the coast of Indonesia. You got all these earthquakes going on. I mentioned that North Korea could be a part of it, but something even more sinister could be the Large Hadron Collider in Geneva, Switzerland, that they just keep setting off and on all these hyper freaking magnetic waves. That's got to mess with the plate tectonics of the Earth as well. So you know how many times they fire that thing. You know, you see Italy, towns were literally destroyed, certain towns in Italy. Another Haiti quake. This quake here, magnitude 6.8 in Indonesia. Indonesia, folks. You know, that reminds me, Trump, all that talking about Taiwan, about how Trump called the guy from Taiwan, the new president.
Yeah.
What's Trump trying to make America and Taiwan again? I was complaining about that the other day, how most of the tools are either made in Pakistan or China. So why the hell is he calling the Taiwanese president? If he doesn't want to just utterly piss off the Chinese, why is he calling them up for? So that he could start making things in Taiwan again? I don't want any cheap Chinese crap, Donald. I'm tired of Taiwan tools. They bend, they suck, they stink. Indonesia's no different. A lot of stuff that's made in Indonesia is crap, but that doesn't mean that they're not suffering, and my heart doesn't go out to the people in Indonesia. 6.8 magnitude earthquake.
They have minerals there and gems. It's right by Burma and.
Well, then they're harping it. They're checking out what's there.
Yes, exactly. They're shaking it down. If they have an earthquake by a mountain, and they can direct the energy to where they need it to go. I mean, it's cheaper than using dynamite and blowing. They could just create a shift in the Earth's veins and then easily, you know, maybe get into it easier. I don't know what they do. You know, we don't know what they do. We don't work for them.
Everything is a money-making scheme for them. They don't care.
Look at that.
They don't care. Everything's a money-making scheme. They don't care if they turn the world into shit. They want to make money. If they can make money out of turning the world into shit, then that's what they're doing. That's what's going on. Number 9. You know, a lot of people think that Trump's going to save the country, and we have a lot of pros and we have a lot of cons about Trump. Personally, I think that Trump is going to run the country like his show, The Apprentice. You could already see it. It looks like a damn reality show. Who's going to be Trump's Secretary of State this week? Is it going to be Mitt Romney? Is he going to make Mitt Romney eat crow for all the mean things that he said about Trump? Is it going to be Giuliani, who likes to dress up in women's clothing? Tune in next week, folks.
Exactly. It's one reality show with this guy.
To the Presidential Apprentice. I mean, that's what it's looking like. That's what it's turning out for me. That's what it's looking like. Okay, I don't think he's going to save the country. I think he's one big fat swamp dweller. Okay, he says he's going to drain the swamp. He's a swamp dweller himself. And if you go look in the past, in the history, you go and you start looking, you see that they're doing Pavlovian conditioning to you. They're treating you like a dog. Trump is giving you the stupid freaking Trumpster with the hat on a biscuit, and he's telling you to sit there, and he's petting your belly, he's rubbing it. You know why? Because if you go back and you see the reverse retro causality, the revelation of the method, Trump was in a 9/11 premonition video, a video that exposed 9/11 subliminally before it even happened. This Sealy mattress commercial. You see the sheep. Again, who are the sheep? You're the sheep. And he's hanging out in the hallway. One of the sheeps has a 9, and the other one behind it has an 11 on pillars, which of course are Masonic. So I'm telling you, it all goes back to Krampus. Okay? You got the Grinch who stole the election from Hitler, Donald Trump. Okay? And he is a goddamn snake in the grass. He's part of the Illuminati predictive programming. You see it in this Sealy mattress commercial, a New York commercial. It aired in NYC, right there, 9/11. 9/11.
So what do you think about Vince McMahon's wife running for...
I'm getting to that.
Oh.
You're actually, again, getting ahead of the comedian there. Number 8. Donald Trump picks Linda McMahon as head of Small Business Administration. So now, anytime that we want to do something in our small business, I gotta call up Linda McMahon and I gotta be like this. Oh yeah, it's the Macho Man Bruce Montalvo, yeah, and I want to do something, Miss McMahon, yeah. I want to expand my business, yeah, like Slim Jim, yeah. Now I gotta call her. That's how I gotta talk to the head of small business in America. I like that, actually.
Yeah, our jewelry teacher actually made bezels for the wrestling, the WWE. They made wrestling.
Well, he made them for the Japanese circuit, and he happened to make a belt for Brock Lesnar.
Well, that's pretty big.
Out of the Japanese circuit. So that's pretty cool. Our shout-outs to our jewelry teacher. But... really, the guy's a master of his craft. He's taught us a lot. I'm bezeling beauties myself because of this guy. So it's you tip your hat to your teachers and your elders, don't you?
Exactly. Especially when it improves your own work, and it's always something that I wanted to do ever since I started working with Repoussé. I just wanted to bezel gems. I'm so fascinated by gemstones, and I love the energy and the natural qualities, like the genuine ones. I'm not interested so much in heated things. Heated, not as bad, but I'm not into the treatments, and I'm into genuine stones. And I like raw ones, and we have turquoise.
I like keeping it raw too.
Yeah.
Let's raw. I should do a freaking show on Mondays, right? Like Monday Night Raw with Bruce Montalvo. Let's see. We're at number 7. If you don't know, if you didn't see the Time magazine, the latest Time magazine, Trump's on it. And if you haven't seen other Trump magazines that they've released on the Time magazine, you see August 22nd, they're saying that he was in a total collapse. And then October 24th, total meltdown. Now they are a bunch of hypocrites, and they got him up there as Person of the Year. So you have Time, who are a bunch of freaking hypocrites. I mean, they gave they put Hitler on the cover of Time magazine, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
And then you hear all the rumors that Trump has a book of Hitler speeches next to him by his bed, and that's confirmed by The Simpsons. And I believe what the Simpsons say. I mean, the Simpsons, they said that Hillary was going to win, right? Bullshit, she didn't win. But that's because they didn't want Trump to win. So they're part of the problem, the Simpsons. They're part of the problem. But there you have it, folks. The hypocrisy of Time Magazine naming Trump Person of the Year after they were saying that he was a total meltdown. He didn't have a chance in hell. There you go. Person of the Year. But don't be too stoked about it because so was Hitler.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
So you want to love your freaking leaders. I don't have a leader. I'm my own leader. And I'll never kiss up to any political establishment ever again. Ever again. I mean, the Libertarian Party, complete joke.
Mm-hmm.
Complete joke. I mean, they're working for the Democrats. So if there's any reason to thank Trump, it's the reason that he's made me completely apolitical. I don't believe that he's going to do the things he's going to do. I mean, look at the people he's surrounding himself with. Total swamp dwellers.
Yeah, but he might be able to. I don't know. We don't know. That's interesting. That's why it's one big reality show with Donald. And at least it'll be entertaining.
Well, he's going to run the country like The Apprentice.
It'll be entertaining.
It'll be entertaining. Number 6. Angela Merkel listens to this show, folks. Okay, because a couple of days after my birthday, a couple of days after our show Burqa Ban, remember last week's show, Angela Merkel, aka Hitler's daughter, suddenly wanted to ban the burqa.
Yeah.
She wanted to ban the veil. And German Chancellor Angela Merkel gains political capital with her own party before the next year's election. Look, she's just pandering to the Conservative Party. She wants to get reelected. So, it's also part of how they've galvanized the Arab communities. Oh, okay, we'll let you in. Yeah, wunderbar. Come in. Yeah. Kill them.
Yeah, right?
Execute Order 66. Like that. Now, Angela Merkel, a.k.a. Hitler's daughter, actually says some things that you agreed with. That you guys were in agreement.
Well, I said them
last
first.
Week's show. Before you called me a motherfucker.
That wasn't last week. But anyway, we were just having. But anyway, Merkel said she used the exact same points that I used to say to her people. That
to justify why these refugees, which are rape-ugees, shouldn't be there.
Yeah, she's the same reason.
Should go back to their stinky freaking mud holes where they belong. They should go back, put
them
back on a one-way ticket to Krampustan.
Who are they? They're walking around like this. They want to come here. They should be part of this country. She's the same reasons I said. They could be having a weapon underneath. They
could have a huge RPG right under their freaking burqa, and you didn't even know it.
Yeah. So, anyway, whatever. If we do any good and somebody heard and then passed it to her, fine. Why not? I mean, that's just reasonable. Anyway, it's just intelligence, what I said. It doesn't take a big brain.
It doesn't. Here we go. Number 5, Sandy Hook denier arrested for death threats against victim's parent. Lucy Richards, 57, indicted on 4 counts of transmitting threats. Now, this sounds like a total psyop. Sounds like let's see, NBC News. Oh yeah, it's with Brian Williams, the king of fake news. Literally, him and Hillary are like the king and queen of fake news. So you have a Sandy Hook denier. Oh yeah. What am I denying? I'm not denying that I saw the little buggers on the Super Bowl singing, right? The kids they supposedly kill. I'm not denying that I saw all sorts of Sandy Hook symbolism in Batman. The Batman movie. I'm not denying that. That's freaking revelation of the method. That is predictive programming if you freaking tell me. This is just some type of psyop. They got all their agents, Army psyops, InfoGuard, all these people. If you feel like you're being targeted or watched, it's these people that are walking around you. And, just say it. If someone's, like, lurking around and you think they're some type of nefarious individual, just outright say it. Just say, psyops, infogod. Okay, that's what this Sandy Hook story sounds like to me. They want to keep, hammering it home. Oh, then you don't care about the children. First of all, Adam Lanza died a day before Sandy Hook even happened, and that's on his death certificate. So who the hell killed those kids? You don't even know. Anderson Pooper Scooper was over there with a green screen, and then he's showing pictures of owls. Again, the Chronos symbolism, the Bohemian Grove symbolism. Bohemian Grove is a place where the elite and the power elite go. They gallivant around naked. They have gay orgiastic sex. And they have this Shakespearean kind of little theater, very artsy-fartsy little Shakespearean little play, Francis Bacon style play, where they sacrifice literally a human baby effigy. So Anderson Pooper Scooper having a picture of the owl and all that's all symbolic. It's all part of this Saturnalian cult of death. I mean, if you look at all the corporate symbols, or the symbols on your Nissan, or the symbols on the car that's even named after the damn planet Saturn, or Toyota, it's all Saturnalian freaking symbolism. Who's running these corporations at the very top? It is the hierarchical order of trickster gods that have been ruling humanity since the Canaanite, Babylonian, Sumerian times, and before. Since that. Even before that. How did I get into the creation of all existence from a Sandy Hook story? I don't know. I can't tell you. You're going to have to listen to this show over again. So I'm going to have to listen to it over again. Anyway, let's see. Number 4. Pope Francis. People who report fake news are like those who eat poop. That video is up on Exposed News. Be sure to subscribe. The force is strong with Exposed News. We have over 3,000 subscribers and growing. I want to have over 1 million by this time next year. So be sure to subscribe to Exposed News, where I'm dishing out freaking conspiracy theories like hotcakes, folks. This isn't fake news. I mean, the Pope literally said that I should go eat shit for trying to expose him and his baby raping cabal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the thing. They want you to think that the American flag is the American flag. Oh, yes. The flag is really red, white, and blue with stars. No, it isn't. If anything, it's the damn British flag, and the stars are pentagrams or swastikas. Okay, and the Pope and his crew, they just pissed because I made my artistic debut using the very own colors of the rainbow that come from my anus. And I painted all over his face. I painted a rainbow with my anus all over the Pope's face. And that was my artistic debut back in 2015. And I titled it Poop Pope. Mm-hmm. Or The Poop or Shit Pope. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that should be hanging on the wall in the Whitney somewhere sometime soon. Yeah. Thank you, Pope. And the Pope also thinks that I sing like a donkey. Pope, you were wrong. Not only were you supposed to step down because you were sick or something, you were busting your ass at Krakow, but I mean, you were wrong about it being the last Christmas. We're having Christmas again. I thought you were supposed to drop a rod of God from outer space and obliterate us because you and the Jesuits rule supreme. Now, see, they're galvanizing all the dummies with Trump, who's a Jesuit himself. You don't know that. Oh yeah, the commie Pope. He's nothing. You're right. He's just a clown. What he says is irrelevant. What the Pope says is irrelevant because he's a clown. I mean, he's talking about munching scat. Mm-hmm. He's talking about eating poop. Meanwhile, he belongs to a baby-raping lodge called Propaganda from Italy. And they run all these all these fruit cups on the news, your Shepard Smiths and your Wolf Blitzers, all these guys that put on so much freaking makeup. You see these guys on the news with all the makeup on?
Oh yeah, it's gross.
I mean, what a bunch of homos. Really? I mean, even when I went to what was it, that thing in New York, Sony Wonder. They didn't put any makeup on me, and I was on TV. I was on Sony TV, but whatever. I didn't need makeup. I don't need makeup, folks. See, number 4, Air Force One. That's what Trump should call his plane. He should call it Air Force One. Because he's not going to get on the new Air Force One with all the fancy schmancy newfangled gadgets. You know, he said, cancel that order. Donald Trump attacks plans for upgraded Air Force One. He said, cancel it. He don't like it. He likes his Air Force One. If you go to my Twitter, you'll see a picture of Air Force One with a giant Donald Trump do on it. You can see it there. That's Air Force One.
Wow, that's funny.
Air Force One. Let's see. Number 3, Trump launches Twitter attack on steel union boss. That was the distraction you said. All this steel, this and that. Yeah. All this talk of steel. When the big kahuna, the real reason that the Chinese are pissed off at us. The real reason that the Chinese want to feed the United States of America's head to Krampus
is gold.
Is because of gold.
Yeah, and you won't know that, but you might get clues if you start hearing people doing a last-minute push for buy gold and silver, buy gold coins, buy gold coins. If they're pushing for gold coins, you can be sure, you know, they're giving you their last hurrah.
So you mean all those patriots out there that were telling me to buy gold and buy gold, they're a bunch of bastards, right?
They're at the top of the pyramid also.
I thought so.
You know.
Thought so. That's why the alt-right kind of sounds like Fourth Reich. Anyway, folks, let's see. We're at number 4. Astronaut and U.S. demagogue John Glenn died, or it reads here, astronaut/reptilian John Glenn died at 95. Look at this guy's face. I think he was a reptilian. And he was no crisis actor. If he went to the moon, it's because he's a freaking reptilian. Because they didn't go to the moon. You want to talk about the fakest news ever?
Yeah, that's pretty.
We never went to the damn moon. Okay, they hired Stanley Kubrick, who filmed 2001: Space Odyssey, to film the whole damn thing. Nixon knows it. Henry Kissinger knows it. Richard Helms knows it. All the bigwigs know it. They'll laugh at you too. I mean, they're on a documentary laughing their asses off, farting in bathtubs, talking about it.
Yeah, they're laughing. Okay. They're very well aware that nobody went to the moon.
You want to talk about fake news? Astronaut, U.S. Senator, more like crisis actor / dumbass Democrat, John Glenn, dead at 95. Okay, his reptilian soul lives on.
Yeah.
As a phony. You know, it was all propaganda. You know, the Russians beat us with Sputnik. They put Sputnik up there. So in order to, boost the morale of Americans, hoorah, American exceptionalism, we're still the best, we kick ass, we made a little fake news.
Bruce, could you imagine being a crisis actor for life? This guy had his grandchildren. They said, Grandpa, how is it going to the moon? Oh, let me tell you. I can only tell you so much. They got to come up with a lie. Their whole fucking life is a lie.
Lie, fake news. We didn't go to the moon, folks. Study it yourselves. Okay, Stanley Kubrick filmed it. That's why they snuffed him. They filmed it at MGM Grand Studios in London. Okay, now we go to number 3. This is interesting because we were talking about Fukushima earlier. Fukushima radiation has been detected on the Oregon shores. On Oregon shores, researchers say seawater samples taken from the Tillamook Bay and Gold Beach indicate radiation from Japan's Fukushima nuclear disaster. So I tell my chubby friend Clyde Lewis out there, don't drink the water out there. Stop drinking it. Tons of fun.
Yeah, you'll get prostate. He lost
It'll
a
be
lot of
worse
weight.
for
He
you.
said he lost like 100 pounds over.
Whatever.
He has to show us his body.
He needs to stop eating Baconators at Wendy's,
I think
and
he did.
he needs to stop drinking the Oregon water, because now Oregon water has been contaminated. The contamination has reached Oregon, California. I mean, you go out there with a Geiger counter, folks, on the beaches, and you could very well, have your Geiger counter jumping up and down, going on the fritz because of all the radiation that's out there. I mean, it's a terrible thing. Speaking of terrible things, Mick Jagger is still having babies at 73.
Oh, yeah, that's gross.
Yeah, his baby's probably going to come out retarded. I mean, talk about he can't get no satisfaction.
Ugh.
So at 73, this guy still has the Lebensnut to keep going.
He's got to give somebody his money.
Sir Mick Jagger becomes dad for the 8th time that you know of at age 73.
How come all these Brits get to be called Sir? Wait, I get it. So they go, Sir, Paul McCartney, Sir Mick. You know why? Because these niggas was royalty, and that's how they were able to be famous stars. Okay? Just like David Bowie was related to the firefighter, the Scheiss, Franz Scheiss or something. But these people are high-level monarchs.
Yeah, just like Sir Jimmy Savile. You got all these sirs, right? Yeah. Meanwhile, they all like to freaking eat babies like Krampus.
Yeah, they're very high level. I mean, they were allowed to become famous because they were connected.
It's all part of the royal arc of Freemasonry.
Yes.
Okay, that's the secret. That's who they let in. Okay, they're the ones that are getting MK Ultra. You don't know what they made Miley Cyrus do to her dad at Bohemian Grove. You know why? Only the royal arc of Freemasonry knows why. Okay, and they're the ones that are heavy into the Hollywood and the mind control. And don't kid yourselves, folks. Trump's Hollywood. Trump got elected by Hollywood. All right. The president is not in the White House. He's in Hollywood. And he talks to the dope. He tells the dope what to do every day. And he called up from Hollywood. Okay, this is number one. He called up the dope. He said, hey, Pope, I want you to compare fake news to eating feces. That's right. That's number one. I know it was number something else, but it's number one because it's that damn good. Okay, you got the Pope telling me to shut the hell up and go munch on scat and not tell the truth, not expose the truth about the Blackfriars Club and the P2 Lodge and the Franklin cover-up and Pizzagate and how these sick, freaking diabolical bastards just go around raping kids and they do it casually like they're ordering a goddamn pizza nowadays. No, but it's fake news. It's fake news. The Russians came up with it. Look, WikiLeaks is part of the CIA. That's American intelligence. Okay, so there are definitely some type of internal struggles. Look, they're leaking whatever the masters at the top told them to leak. Obviously, they decided that Hillary wasn't going to be the way to go. They need a guy that can make deals. I mean, on the back of the fucking dollar bill, it says our business, our enterprise is a success. Who better than to have a businessman, again, like I've said a couple of times, to run the damn country?
You know what?
So the Pope should go eat shit.
To really beat China, let me tell you, it's not about guns with China. It's about
stop buying this crap.
It's about success. It's about personal success. If everybody in America is happy and you're successful, then we'll look better. If you're enslaved, if you're better than a Chinese slave laborer. Then, you know what I'm saying? So, just, if your wealth is increased, if you're making things happen, if you're being productive, then you'll spend more money and everybody else will be happier. You'll be able to support your community and your families and and give friends presents for Christmas. I think with the new administration, you're going to see a lot more organization. I think Barack
because Barack had his head up his ass.
He just
24/7. He had his stinky feet up on the table 24/7 playing golf.
What was the purpose of him being president if he wasn't going to lead the country? He was just a poster boy for black what black can be. And that's what I have a problem for. I don't have a problem with a black man being president. I didn't have a problem that he was there. I have a problem that he didn't have enough accomplishments to be able to represent himself. You know, why is he chosen to be the head of a company?
That's inconsequential what his race is. I have a problem with this man's propagating of Marxism. This guy's proliferating of socialist, commie, pinko, freaking bastard morals. Mm-hmm. And his dogma. Mm-hmm. Which he could, him and the Obamas, they could just get on a freaking plane and fly back to Hawaii and stay there. Okay, but knowing Obama, this son of a bitch is probably going to open up his own TV network. You want to talk about fake news? They're going to have fake news, a freaking state-sponsored Obama network.
He could do whatever he wants.
I'd rather get a root canal than watch the Obama network.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants. It just didn't make sense that he is the head of this corporation. He doesn't have any... Forget about politics. You know, it's not politics. It's politics, but you need a message behind your medium. You understand? What is your message? At least Trump has a message. He has what to show that he's accomplished. He's done a lot of good job. He's opened up a lot of positions for people. So what doesn't make... What about having more money in this country sound bad to you? You know, we have assets. We have oil here. We own things all offshores. We have a lot of money, you know. We're in Iraq. We're in Afghanistan. I mean, I'm not supporting those, but we're there already. So they're already robbing people. We're letting their people come here. So what the fuck? I mean, we've already absorbed their humanity. They're just there raping the lands for their goods. And we have that. And it just needs to be brought back or at least traded. And I think that's what the problem is with China, is that they're fucking petrified. Imagine a whole country for years spending and spending and spending. Gold, get every little bit of gold, and now all of a sudden we struck gold.
Oh, China is petrified, and we're going back to China, folks, because, I mean, Krampus might as well, that's what he's slanging out. He's slanging out a bunch of Chinese toys. That's what's in that's what's in Krampus's sack. That's what's in his costal, a bunch of Chinese toys. Look, the Chinese were literally preparing themselves for a future where they had flying cars and all sorts of high-powered technology. You know, they were getting ready to tell their children, finish everything on your plate because there's going to be starving kids in America. They were getting ready for a world that was going to take them all the way to the top on the backs of Americans. The Chinese worst polluters ever. They go and they dump their crap wherever, and the UN doesn't charge them a dime, doesn't tell them anything. But if the US does that, greenhouse gases, global warming, I need an expert like Leonardo DiCaprio, oh my God, right? Look, the Chinese were preparing to have like the best futuristic technology, and let me tell you something, we definitely have to watch out for the Chinese, because the Chinese are studying how to manipulate time. That's right. They think they're the Nazis. They want to go back and try to manipulate time. They're looking at ways. Here I'm reading China's extraordinary human potential. They're not just looking at this, folks. They're looking at ways on the documents that are confirming that they're looking at their own population. They're looking at special individuals in China to see who has telekinesis, who has psychokinesis. There's a CIA document confirming this. States here, the chronology of recent interest in the human body in the Republic of China confirms that China is looking for humans with special abilities. Okay, they're looking for traits in children, superhuman abilities. They're testing for superhuman abilities. They're testing for, like I stated, telekinesis, psychokinesis. I mean, China is trying to tell the future, just like Google. I mean, with these D-Wave system computers that they have. I mean, They study human behavior, which is how they create artificial intelligence. I mean, the Chinese, this is what got Trump elected, this type of AI. They saw that the whole blogosphere, the whole Twitter sphere was a storm with Trump. With Trump tweets, Trump this, Trump that. Trump got elected not because of you or the stupid delegates, but because of these D-Wave supercomputers that can predict the future. I mean, China is so heavily invested into espionage. I mean, they send their spies over here to infiltrate America's, educational systems. They send out moles. I mean, we have a lot to worry about with China. Now they're searching for people with superhuman abilities. I mean, I feel like I'm in a fucking X-Men comic book now. I mean, what's next? Are they going to have some Sentinel come in and bust my house open and like rip me out of my house and take me away to a freaking concentration camp? I mean, you have Chinese testing for superhuman abilities. Not only do they want to buy you out, crash markets, and turn freaking the world commie and sell us all this cheap crap that we don't need, but now they think they're superhumans. They have a pretty big military. Last time I checked,
those people, their culture oppresses people. Their government oppresses people. America isn't really about it.
That's why I want to tell Colin Kaepernick, all these people that hate America so much, why don't you take your communist ass back to Fidel Castro? Why don't you help push Fidel Castro's hearse, Fidel Castro's commie hearse that broke down because they didn't have enough commie money to pay for the gasoline to push that old fat bastard freaking body double. America's the greatest place ever. I mean, it's got its problems, but it's the best illusion of safety out of the rest of them, I think.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to be in China. I think that there are successful people in China, but also they run away as soon as they can. They don't want to be in that clusterfuck. I don't even know. I mean,
anywhere where you see a red star, you don't want to live in that country. If there's a red star and you got to bow down to it, that's your government's logo. You're getting ready to have your head plunged in a toilet.
Yeah, and you can see
after the Pope used it.
And you can see it in the spirit of Chinese people, even in New York, where there's so many Chinese when they come right off the boat and they're working in the restaurants, or they're not the ones that have been in America and that have got their shit together. Like our former landlord, who is really wonderful. They're like Buddhists and super amazing people. But we're talking about the ones. I'm talking about the ones that look right off the boat. They look so downtrodden, like they were so, like, and they're even in New York, like, struggling, like, when you go to Chinatown, you could see them.
People are literally one paycheck away from total poverty in New York.
They're real, and those are the lucky ones, Bruce. Those are the ones that got into America. Could you imagine the poverty that's there in China? It's very hard. They're very oppressed. They can't do, they're picking rice. They used to get killed if they
drop one piece of rice.
I mean,
Oh, well. That's what you get when you worship somebody like Mao. It reminds me of George Orwell's quote, "He who controls the past controls the future, who controls the present controls the past." It's out of Orwell. Now, you go back, you see who controlled the past. The Nazi control, they won the war. They're still controlling the future. If you think that America won, I mean, I'm not watching The Man in the High Castle, folks. That show sucks. I'm going by actual events like Operation Paperclip and the shit-munching, turd-burglaring Pope who calls me fake news. His whole freaking religion built the Nazis. They are the Nazis. They are the ones that plucked the gold out of the Jews' teeth. They, the Vatican, the Pope, and his minions, are the ones that put Jews on trains. They are the ones that caused the Inquisition, tarred and feathered my people, made them grovel on their knees walking into their satanic temples. And the Arabs, they're radicalizing the satanic cult. The Arabs, every time I'm driving down the damn street, I gotta see some veiled freaking Virgin of Mary, but black from Somalian. And I don't hate black people, folks. I love black people. You know, I love freaking country cooking. You know? Mm-hmm. I love me some cornbread. But I don't love stinky Somalians with parasites on them. They go around there touching everything, putting their parasites on everything. I mean, they don't even want to speak English. How can I speak to a Somalian with like 12 babies wrapped around it? What am I going to say? What I got to study? Starvin' Marvin from South Park? I got to be like... That's how I'm going to talk to these people? Okay, the Nazis went in, they radicalized the Arabs, they had the Hanzar division. Okay, you study the past, you see why the damn Arabs hate the Jews so much. Because they've been radicalized by the Amalek, by the German. Okay? And I'm not saying all Germans are bad. But there's a secret society, nonetheless, folks, a secret cabal that never lost. It doesn't know how to lose. It only knows how to control you. It only knows how to have a monopoly, total control upon you. And you know what's insane? They could go back in time. If you don't know about the Stargate project, all these other U.S. Army projects, literally, time travel. Traveling back in time, you don't know what the hell they could do. Stargate, Scanate. I mean, they got people in rooms using psychic abilities to try to spy on you. Is that what China could be trying to do?
Yeah, well, they've been spying. I mean, they've had the... They're really great. China is, like, amazing at copying technology and everything.
Reverse engineering, right.
Yeah, they can copy anything. They're, like, amazing at that. They're like machines, you know?
You know, this reminds me of a quote from Tesla himself. The day science begins to study the non-physical phenomenon, it will make more progress. Again, progress, that's a communist word. Progress in one decade than in all the previous centuries. Now that's the thing. Now we could either be heading towards progress. You got to watch out for that word. That's one of those words the commies like to use a lot. And we could either be heading towards progress, or we could either use the tools of progress to destroy ourselves.
Yes. Yes, we could. I mean, we don't want to destroy ourselves. We want to be able to, be progressive. And I think positive thinking is the best way to think. I think that people that are Hillary supporters, it's fine. Whatever they were, Bruce wants to bash them, that's fine. I'm not bashing anyone. I'm just saying that those people need to just wake up and worry about themselves.
They need to sit down. They need to shut up. They need to know their role and shut their mouths before they piss off the real patriots, and we go out there and we stomp a mud hole in their ass, because we're not the ones advocating for fruity freaking little tutus and hairy legs in bathrooms where they shouldn't be. So if they want to piss off the real sleeping giant, these commie bastards are going to go back to the old days. And it might sound a little fascist, but I'm sure as hell going to stand up. I'm not going to let PC kill. I'm not going to let them tell me what to do.
Well, you left New York because New York is a controlled paradigm. I mean, that place is just impossible. Everything you pay out of your ass for.
Even to get into that damn communist city, you got to pay $60 at the toll booths to get into that disgusting city run by that demagogue, that comrade de Blasio, with that smug look on his face, saying that he's going to oppose Trump's immigration plans. What, you want to oppose sending in more freaking extremists? More people that the CIA hasn't vetted and made their own yet, that hate America and might just stab a Jewish woman in the subway just because her skirt is a little too sexy? I mean, these guys are just disgusting throwbacks.
Yeah.
They're barbaric. They make me sick. They make me sick. These are the type of people that they think their food is so halal. Meanwhile, they just killed it right outside of Flatbush, a dirty freaking halal joint. They just kill it. They kill a goat right outside in front of everybody, and then drag it into the joint and sell it as halal. And that's the other thing, I don't like to get the pickles when out of the store with the goyim down the street next to the Arab because of that very fact that they just killed the goat right in front of the place, and then the goat with the schmeckel, and then it's just sticking out and it's pointing at everybody, and then
that's the woman with the
and then the schmatta's filled with schmaltz, and I don't know. Hey, what am I gonna do about it?
Okay, Jackie Mason.
That's right. You forgot to snicker. like a dumbass.
But you're really funny.
Oh yeah, right. Very funny. Funnier than George Lopez, I'll tell you that. That puto couldn't make anybody laugh, even if he had $100 bill sticking out of his zipper. Anyway, folks, we're coming to the end of the show. Let's get back to Krampus here. If you got a rotten, dirty bastard kid, why don't you write a letter to Krampus? Write a letter to Krampus, and he'll show up, and he'll get those little bastard kids in line. If they're spoiled rotten, they got all their iPads, they got all the Xboxes with all the games on them, all the Xbox games that teach you how to fly drones, and that kinetic thing that spies on you and sends the intel back to the Pentagon. Good wholesome games like that. The Xbox this and that. They got it all. But they want more. And you see them in the store, throwing themselves on the floor, screaming at the mom. The mom doesn't know what to do with them. They just. That's one thing black people are good at. They know how to discipline their kids. If the kid gets out of line and he wants some Twinkies, a black mom will be like, "Motherfucker, I ain't using my last food stamp for that shit." That's the thing. So, you don't have to be Laquanda from the hood to discipline your kid. Just write a nice letter to Krampus, and he'll come around and he'll bitch slap your bad freaking little seed with a sack of coal.
Or a bunch of scholastic books, and that's it.
Or take him to the nearest pizza joint.
Shut up. I'm telling your mother.
Anyway, you mean you're telling the Guadalupana whore from Mexican hell? Anyway, folks, with that, we're out of time. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Bruce Montalvo Show. We're live every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on TalkStream Live. Catch you guys on the flip side. Happy Krampus. Don't be such a Grinch. And go out there and feel the spirit of Christmas. And visit our store, Conceptual Subculture. Facebook, click like. Antique Obsessions, click like. Go to Exposed News. Again, 24/7 right-wing parapolitical talk radio with a lemon squeeze. That's Exposed News. Follow us on Twitter at Bruce Montalvo, at Jaja. And with that, we're signing out, folks.
Sayonara.
Sayonara. Hasta la vista. Peace. And good riddance. Good riddance to you, Obama. I'm ready to use that People magazine as toilet paper. Goodbye.